Listen to me closely because this is the moment the ground shifts under your feet. Lack is a lie. It always was. The only truth pulsing through your life is abundance. Endless, self-renewing, quietly waiting for your permission to appear. You are not here to chase crumbs. You are here to remember the bakery is already yours. Breathe that in. Let it settle. Everything you've called not enough is a shadow cast by a thought, and thoughts are servants. You are the one who commands. Here's the heart of it. Your world mirrors your inner assumption. What you consent to be true in your imagination becomes flesh in your experience. This is not wishful thinking, it's the deepest law of life. When you accept, I am provided for, life reshapes around that stance. When you accept, I never have enough, the scene obliges like an obedient stagehand, setting props to match your line. The world is not arguing with you, it's echoing you. There's a quiet quote that's been guiding people for centuries. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. That's not fancy philosophy. That's a user manual. Think of your inner conversation as wet cement. Whatever words you press into it harden into the sidewalk you walk tomorrow. Your bank account, your opportunities, your surprise checks, your open doors, they are downstream from a single fountain, the state you are living in. Change the fountain and you change the river. Let's talk mathematics for a moment, because truth loves clarity. Imagine the number line stretching without end in both directions. Infinity is not a big number, it's a nature. Add 1,000 to infinity and you still have infinity. Subtract 1,000 from infinity and you still have infinity. Your essence is like that, an inexhaustible well of ideas, connections, nudges, and alignments. When you identify with the finite, you fear subtraction. When you identify with the infinite, even subtraction becomes multiplication because the very contrast sparks fresh creation. What looks like a closed door becomes a corridor. In pure math, a set can be infinite even if you pluck elements from it endlessly. So it is with you. Ideas, inspirations, possibilities keep arriving and arriving because the source is not your paycheck, not a person, not a market. The source is your consciousness. Consider the sun. Does it ration light? It pours. The only reason one room is dark is because the shades are drawn. Scarcity is a blind. Abundance is the daylight. When you say, but I can't see it, you're describing the shade, not the sun. Open the blinds, love. Enter the feeling that you are already taken care of, already guided, already resourced, and the light reveals what was always there. Here's a simple experiment. Close your eyes and picture the end. See yourself with ease in your finances, bills paid before they arrive, debts dissolved like morning mist, your phone buzzing with good news, your fridge full, your heart light. Feel the texture of that relief. Feel the quiet smile that rises when the weight falls off your shoulders. Stay with it until your breathing changes. That shift in breath is the switch. You have crossed from wanting to knowing. Wanting says someday. Knowing says it is so. Life bows to knowing. I know you may say, but the numbers in my account disagree. Let me offer you a new way to see. The numbers are a delayed photograph of your prior state. They are yesterday's weather report hung on today's wall. Thank them for the data and then come home to the cause. You are the cause. When you take your attention off the shortfall and place it deliberately on sufficiency, the slideshow changes. This isn't denial, it's dominion. You do not deny the picture, you replace the film. A story for you. A friend once sat trembling over a stack of final notices. Instead of calling 10 people in panic, they got quiet. They whispered, I am the one supplied by an unfailing source. They imagined the letters stamped resolved. They felt the calm. They did this several evenings in a row, then followed the gentle urge to make one call. The person on the other end said, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I can restructure this and wipe those fees. One letter was resolved, then another, then a surprise payment arrived. Now, did the universe break a rule? No. My friend changed their state. Life found a route. What looks like a miracle is simply law wearing a smile. Another story. A woman wanted a new role but felt the market was against her. She decided to live from the end. Each night she heard an imaginary congratulations from a friend. She thanked them in her mind. She felt the weight of the office key in her palm, the chair beneath her in that new space. the joy of meaningful work. Weeks later, an unseen referral placed her name in a room she didn't know existed. The call came. We felt you'd be perfect. Of course, she had already hired herself within. The outer world only kept the appointment. You might think this sounds too easy, but look how easy it was to live the other way. Worrying, rehearsing fear, counting obstacles, repeating it never works. You mastered that script without effort, and it delivered faithfully. Now, take that same energy and aim it at abundance. Rehearse the good. Count the ease. Repeat. Everything I need is given right on time in ways that amaze me. The harvest will match your sowing. A line from Scripture sings here, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Let it be personal. Let it be now. I shall not want is not a promise about a distant heaven. It's a revelation about the nature of your source today. When a gardener waters, does the soil argue, "I'm not worthy"? It drinks. Drink. Receive the truth that you are guided, that perfect ideas are rising in you this very moment. Now let's give you a practical, mathematical, spiritual method. Think of your awareness as a lens. Whatever you focus on appears larger, not because it grows, but because your lens magnifies it. If you have a bill and you stare at it with dread, you magnify pressure. If you take that same paper and bless it, thank you for the services provided. Everything concerning this is now settled with grace. You shrink fear and expand provision. The object did not change, the lens did. And life, which is deeply personal to you, follows your lens. Another simple proof. Consider compounding. A tiny daily shift in state compounds faster than a frantic burst of effort once in a blue moon. If each day you spend 5 quiet minutes occupying the scene of answered prayer, hearing the laughter, noting the relief, feeling the freedom, you tilt the whole trajectory of your life. 1 degree of turn over miles lands a ship in a new country. Do not despise your 5 minutes. They move mountains because they move you. Here's a sentence to take with you. What you assume to be true becomes true for you. Whisper it, carry it, live it. When fear tries to argue, but what if it doesn't work? Smile gently. Fear is a fog, not a wall. Walk on through. When the mind asks, where will the money come from? Answer, with kindness, from wherever it is now. The means are not your job. The state is your job. The reason new channels open is because you are no longer trying to squeeze infinity through a straw. You open your hands and the river finds you. Let these words anchor you. You are not trying to get abundance. You are allowing abundance to be seen. The ocean is present whether or not the child opens their eyes. Open yours. Celebrate tiny proofs. A gift, a waived fee, an unexpected discount, someone buying your lunch, a creative idea that saves you hours, a client who says yes. Each is a wink. Answer the wink with gratitude, and more will crowd your door. If shame or guilt rises, old voices saying, who do you think you are to be wealthy? Answer with love. I am a child of an infinite source, and my wealth serves, because here is the secret most missed. Your abundance is not a private trophy, it is a public blessing. When you are resourced, generosity becomes your default. You hire, you donate, you create, you lighten others' loads simply by being well. Abundance is not greed, it is circulation. You pass the bread around the table, and somehow the basket never empties. Let's seal this with a living practice you can do right now. Sit still, relax your shoulders. Picture a simple scene that would mean I am financially free. Maybe it's a text that says paid in full, or the sight of your banking app with a comfortable cushion, or your own voice laughing as you say, we're good. Hear it, see it, feel it. When you feel even a soft click, like a door gently closing, whisper, thank you. And then as you move through your day, act from that thank you. Make the call you feel led to make. Follow the nudge to list your service, to send the proposal, to look in the place you never thought to look. The end you accepted will produce the path step by step. And if a wobble comes, and it mig. HT, do not judge it. Return to the end. Revision is your friend. At night, take any moment of the day that felt tight and replay it as you wish it had gone. Shake the hand that said yes. Receive the email that affirmed you. Smile as the cashier says, that's covered. Your mind cannot tell the difference between the original and the revised scene. It takes the revision as the new seed. Plant it, sleep, let life germinate it while you rest. You are not at the mercy of figures. Figures are at the mercy of your faith. Take this gentle authority into your bones, nothing is missing. You are the living doorway through which supply flows again and again in forms both ordinary and astonishing. The more you trust this, the more playful life becomes. You'll find money in the couch cushions and in contracts. You'll find it in quiet ideas and in loud opportunities, but most of all, you'll find it in yourself. Today, say it softly or shout it if you like, lack is a lie. There is only abundance. You are proof of it. You are the infinite disguised as a person with a calendar and a to-do list. Let the disguise fall. Live from the end. Feel your answered prayer. Walk through your day as one already provided for, already cared for, already chosen. And watch as life, delighted, matches your certainty with scene after scene of evidence. Smile when it happens, because of course it does. It's just the law doing what the law does, and love doing what love is, pouring without measure into hands that are finally open. Let me show you another way to feel the truth in your bones. Think of your imagination as the architect's blueprint, and your feeling as the ink that fixes it. A blueprint without ink fades. Ink without a blueprint stains randomly. But when you pair a clear inner picture with the relief, gratitude, and certainty of it already done, you have created the only pattern the outer W all can follow. It must take shape, because you have given it a form and a heartbeat. Here's a quiet exercise you can practice during small moments of the day. When you're waiting at a light or standing in a line, rest your attention on one simple sentence that implies your wealth is settled. It could be as gentle as, everything I touch prospers, or I am always provided for. Don't strain. Whisper it internally with affection, as if you're telling a dear friend good news. Feel how your shoulders relax. That soft drop is the sign you've entered your new state. Keep touching it like a smooth stone in your pocket. If old memories rise, those times when money felt tight, or people said things that stung, meet them with a sacred revision. See yourself there again, but this time everything turns in your favor. Watch the number on that invoice shift. Hear the words of support you needed. Let the scene end with you smiling in peace. You are not bound to the first draft of your past. You are the editor with redemptive ink. And every revised scene is a seed of ease planted in the soil of your subconscious. Some worry that if they stop fretting, they'll become careless. But love is not careless, it's creative. Fear scrambles, love selects. When you assume abundance, you don't become reckless, you become clear. You notice the obvious opportunity you kept stepping over. You send the message you knew to send but resisted. You price your work with quiet dignity. You release the client who drains you and welcome the one who values you. Faith doesn't float you above life. It tunes you to right action inside life. Let's stretch the mathematics a little more. Picture a function that approaches a limit, getting closer and closer without end. Your old way tried to leap from doubt to proof in an instant. But spiritual arithmetic welcomes the approach. Each imaginal act, each blessed bill, each little wink of provision is a term in the sequence drawing you right up to the felt certitude where the line and the curve meet. Do you see? The moment you feel the limit is yours, the graph touches. What you once called waiting becomes compounding certainty, and certainty manifests. Another example. A man I know used to say, money is hard. He thought it was a fact, but it was a script. He decided to experiment for 30 days. Each morning before his phone touched his hand, he touched the end state. A calm balance, a calendar with joyful commitments, a sense of cash flow like steady rain. He stopped arguing with invoices and began blessing them. On day 6, a client paid early. On day 12, an old contact resurfaced with a project that fit him perfectly. On day 21, he noticed he was no longer staring at the numbers. He was listening to inner nudges and acting simply. The outer changes were wonderful, but he loved the quiet in his chest most of all. That quiet is wealth, too. You may ask, but what if I've made mistakes? Love does not count against you. Love transforms. Take any misstep and fold it into your testimony. Say within, even this is turned to my good. Even this becomes a path to increase. Then watch the strange alchemy. Refunds appear, discounts surface, wise counsel arrives, skills sharpen, and you discover that nothing was wasted. The very place you felt most behind becomes the door where supply meets you. There's a whisper that says, you don't deserve it. Breathe. Deserving is not the currency here, identity is. A branch does not earn sap, it receives because it is connected. You are connected. You're not begging a reluctant universe to remember you. You're consenting to what has been yours from the beginning, ideas that prosper you, timing that blesses you, people who delight in working with you, steps that feel natural, lig. When you accept that you are the one through whom provision flows, you move from pleading to partnering. Try this in the evening. As you lie down, let your last inner words feel like they would if life had already answered. Not a ritual of effort, but a smile of completion. Hear the simple phrase that would be true on the far side of your answered prayer. That was easier than I thought. Let that be the lullaby that carries you. Sleep in the result, not in the request. Night is the workshop, give it the blueprint, and rest. Let's speak about circulation. Abundance is movement. If you've ever held your breath, you know the discomfort. Money is the same, meant to breathe. When you receive, pause and feel gratitude. When you give, do it from gladness, not fear, even if the amount is small. Bless your outflow as seed and your inflow as harvest. You'll notice the rhythm settle into something natural, like tides. Tightness disrupts the rhythm. Gratitude restores it. When doubt appears, don't fight it head on. Smile at it as a cloud passing across a steady sun. Then return to the act that never fails, occupy the end. See your life 1 week from now and find a scene that proves you are supplied. Maybe it's you laughing over coffee, or paying for a friend's meal without checking your balance first, or opening a message that reads, approved. Let the scene be ordinary, because ordinary moments are where wealth lives. A quiet bill paid, a choice made from peace, a yes that felt aligned. There is a line many have leaned on, ask, and it is given, seek, and you find, knock, and it opens. Read it as present reality. The asking is your inner acceptance. The finding is your shift in state. The opening is life arranging details. You don't force the door, you notice it. You don't chase the answer. You stand where it arrives. I want you to notice the subtle but holy change in your S. Elf talk. Scarcity speaks in questions with no exits. What if it runs out? Abundance speaks in answers with open windows. There is always a way, and I see it. Begin catching the old phrases and softening them into truth. Instead of, I can't afford that, try, that isn't my priority today, and I love where my money goes. Instead of, it never works for me, try, everything is always working out for me, and it's beautiful to watch. Language blesses or binds, choose blessing. If you run a business or share a craft, bring your imagination into every step. Before you send a proposal, see it already gladly accepted. Before you open your shop, feel the quiet stream of ideal customers arriving, smiling, grateful to pay for what serves them. Before you start your shift, know that you are guided to the right words and the right timing, and that you leave each person better than you found them. This isn't pretending, it's planting. The outer harvest can only resemble the inner seed. You're going to start seeing little proofs that make you laugh. A coupon appears at the register you didn't know existed. A bill is mysteriously lower than quoted. Someone gifts you something you were about to purchase. A creative idea pops in the shower that saves hours of labor. Do not brush these aside as just coincidences. Mark them in your heart as evidence. Evidence trains the mind to relax, and a relaxed mind hears guidance. Here is a gentle practice if anxiety spikes. Pause. Place a hand on your chest. Breathe into a slow count and breathe out a beat longer. As you exhale, imagine releasing every story of not enough. As you inhale, take in a warm certainty that says, I am kept. Do this a handful of times until your inner weather clears. In that clarity, ask, what is one kind, simple action to take? It might be to tidy your workspace, send one message, reconcile one account, lift one offering, or take a short walk. Small, obedient steps from peace produce outsized results. Consider the way a seed knows how to become a tree without your management. You do not micromanage sunlight. You consent to seasons. You water, you bless, you expect, and you enjoy the first green shoot with the same gratitude you'll feel under the full shade. Your wealth unfolds like this: seed, shoot, leaf, branch, fruit. If you don't see fruit today, honor the root. The work beneath the surface is holy and fast when you stop digging it up to check. Remember this image, a spring in the desert. You don't manufacture the water, you uncover it by removing the stones. Your stones are fear, unworthiness, and old vows like, it must be hard. Move one stone each day through a kinder thought, a revised memory, a deliberate act of faith, and the flow increases. Your life drinks, others drink from you, and let your generosity be imaginative too. Sometimes the most abundant act is to give attention, to send a blessing, to refer someone, to write a note of thanks, to share a resource that eased your path. Every generous impulse you follow confirms your identity as one who has more than enough to share. Identity precedes evidence. Evidence arrives right on cue. Keep this close as you move. You are not trying to become wealth. You are remembering you are wealth in motion. Every corridor you walk today can surprise you with provision because you carry the cause within. Keep choosing the end. Keep feeling the ease. Keep letting love narrate your inner world and watch the outer world keep agreeing. Think of yourself as a tuning fork. Strike the fork called lack, and you will hear a thin, anxious note vibrating through your day. Strike the fork called abundance, and your atmosphere changes. Conversations open. Your posture softens. Ideas arrive like friendly birds landing on your WI. Dowsill. You do not force a tuning fork to sing. You touch it and it vibrates. Your inner state is the touch. Your world is the song. There is a short sentence that carries the whole secret. Hold fast to the confession of your hope, not the confession of your fear, not the confession of what the spreadsheet says this second. Hope is not a wish. Hope is a firm picture dressed in gratitude. Stand there. When the mind wants to wander back to what if, bring it home like you would a child. Kindly and again. The kindness is important. Harshness is another name for disbelief. Kindness is faith with warm hands. Let's play with probability. Imagine your day as a bag filled with events. When you dwell in worry, you keep putting more scarcity tickets into the bag. When you dwell in sufficiency, you keep adding provision tickets. You still draw at random, but you've tilted the odds. Keep tilting them. Each imaginal act is another ticket. A discount will find me. In the bag, the right person will call. In the bag, I complete this with ease. In the bag. Sooner than you expect, your draws look like grace on repeat. Try the 3 breaths practice if your chest tightens. First breath, I am safe. Second breath, I am supplied. Third breath, I am guided. On the exhale, release the story of pressure. On the inhale, receive the atmosphere of plenty. Then do the next gentle thing. Send one message. Organize one drawer. Open one tab and complete it. Order returns to your space, and where order goes, provision follows. Abundance loves a clear lane. If memories surface of times you struggled, you are meeting old agreements. Some were spoken by others, some you signed quietly. You can tear them up. Take one memory in your hand and bless it. You serve by showing me what I no longer choose. I release you. I choose ease now. Then rewrite it in your inner theater as you wish. It had unfolded. Feel the relief as the scene turns. This is not fantasy, it is surgery. The body relaxes because the old knot is undone. Think of your work like a garden. Water what you want to grow. Clarity, simple systems, fair prices, generous partnerships, steady clients. Bless your tools, your laptop, your phone, your storefront, your kitchen, your calendar. Speak to them like friends. You help wealth arrive to the right place. It may feel playful, even silly, perfect. Play is faith without strain, and what you call silly today becomes the natural way you live tomorrow. A simple inner phrase can open a door that seemed sealed. Show me how this is already solved. Then go quiet. Answers like to whisper. You may feel to check a folder you forgot, to reread the terms, to reach out to someone you once helped, to reschedule something to a better hour, to try a smaller first version. You'll notice how often the path was one tiny angle away, and your ease let you see it. Consider linear algebra for a moment. A vector has both direction and magnitude. Most people try to increase magnitude, push harder, while keeping the same doubtful direction. Turn your vector first. Point it toward already done. Then let the magnitude be light, consistent action. A small step in the right direction outruns a sprint in circles. Turn your inner arrow, then step. You may hear the verse, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Let it be a description of your daily life. Good measure in ideas, time, solutions, support. Pressed down so it fits easily. Shaken together so it blends smoothly. Running over so you cannot help but share. When you hold this image, you meet it. You'll find yourself giving because you can. Not to prove anything, not to buy love, simply because overflow spills. If guilt tries to steal your joy when money comes, pause and bless the increase. T. Tell it where to go with love. Give each dollar a job and a thank you. A small, friendly budget is not control, it is communion. You are telling your wealth you see it, value it, and partner with it. Money loves clarity. Clarity attracts more. Here is an imaginal scene that works for many. Close your eyes and sit at a small wooden table. There is a single envelope with your name written neatly on the front. You open it, and inside is one calm word, enough. Feel the wave of relief. Feel your shoulders drop. Feel the smile you didn't plan. Let the scene end there. Do it for 30 seconds, 3 times a day. Tiny and sincere beats rare and intense. Another practice, gratitude forward. Thank the outcome before it shows. Thank you for the payment already on the way. Thank you for the right buyer finding this listing. Thank you for the clear yes or no that frees my time. Gratitude forward sets the table. The guests sit where the plates are. If you create or sell, try this small ritual. Before you hit publish, hold your work as already loved. Hear the soft comments of those it helps. Feel the quiet exchange that honors both sides. Whisper, this reaches the ones who need it, and they are grateful to compensate me. Then send it. When feedback arrives, receive it as proof that your inner world leads and the outer follows. When comparison creeps in, bless the person you're tempted to envy. Say within, what blesses them blesses me. We share the same source. Envy is a story of separation. Blessing is a story of union. Union multiplies. You will notice your mood rise, and with it your ability to notice your own good. Think of the wilderness stories people tell. Water came from unlikely places. Food arrived where no market stood. Guidance glowed in the dark. These are not only old tales, they are maps of consciousness. When the surface looks dry, look beneath. When the path looks dim, expect a glow. When the shelf looks bare, anticipate supply from a different aisle of life. Seek, and you find is geometry. What you aim your lens at, you will see. Let your self-description grow roots. I am the one for whom things work out. I am the one who is always met with supply. I am the one ideas like to visit. Repeat it until it feels like your own voice. You are not begging, you are identifying. Identity stabilizes the atmosphere. From that stability, you move through rooms like a quiet sunbeam, and rooms respond. When a bill comes, instead of shrinking, expand. Hold it and say, thank you for what this provided. This is already taken care of, beautifully and easily. If a debt sits on your desk, see it stamped with the red word, cleared. Feel the lightness of that image. You are not ignoring responsibility. You are authoring the state from which responsible action is effective. Then make the call, set the plan, take the deal that feels aligned, and let surprise assist you. If you lead a team or a family, let abundance language fill the air. We have what we need. Ideas are easy to us. Solutions arrive on time. Watch how the tone shifts meetings and meals. Atmosphere is leadership. When your voice carries peace, others breathe better around you and everyone thinks more clearly. Clear thought is currency. You might notice certain places or times amplify your faith. A morning walk, a quiet chair by a window, a few minutes after washing dishes. Make them altars of remembrance. At those spots, renew your decision. I live in abundance. It lives in me. Touch the feeling of it the way you touch a ring you love. The body learns. Soon you can conjure the feeling anywhere. Like a musician hearing a note in the mind and matching it in the world. A last picture for your pocket. See a river that never stops. You hold a cup and dip it in. Some days, the cup is small. Some days it's a bucket. Some days you step right in and swim. The river does not resent any of it. It flows. Your only task is to remember where the water is and return as often as you like. You do not apologize for drinking. You drink, you smile, you share the path back with anyone who asks, and together you listen to the sound the river makes when it's happiest, constant, generous, unafraid. When the mind asks, where will it come from? Answer softly, from wherever it is now, by the easiest path. That sentence loosens the grip and lets the way reveal itself. The way is often ordinary. An email you were about to ignore, a line in a contract you had not noticed, a conversation you felt nudged to start, a shelf you finally tidy where an old check is resting. Abundance like simple doors, you recognize them when you're calm. Speak to the day before it speaks to you. Say within, today is arranged for my good. I walk into rooms prepared with favor. I meet provisions smiling, then move like one who expects to be met. Expectation is not strain, it's posture. You lift your eyes, and the horizon answers. If a worry insists, treat it like a visitor you greet at the door, but do not invite to stay. Thank you for trying to protect me. I'm safe and supplied now. Then seat your attention in the scene that proves it. A message reading approved, a balance that makes you breathe easy, the feel of handing someone a gift without hesitation. Feel it for a few heartbeats. Those heartbeats are deposits. There is a promise that says, before you call, I answer. Hear it as present tense. The answer is not being assembled somewhere far away while you wait in a cold hallway. The answer is pressing at the edges of your awareness, looking for the moment you stop rehearsing lack long enough to let it in. That pause you take to breathe and know. There it comes. Practice play. Money as it moves. When it arrives, whisper, thank you for finding me. When it goes, whisper, thank you for multiplying. This rhythm dissolves the old flinch around finances and replaces it with friendship. Friends return. Friends bring friends. Consider the geometry of alignment. When two lines share a direction, distance between them becomes irrelevant. They never collide, but they never drift apart. Align your inner word with the outcome you love, and you find yourself traveling alongside it until you simply step into it. Alignment first, speed second. Alignment turns detours into surprisingly direct routes. Take 5 minutes to write a short, already done journal. Keep it simple. I'm so relieved that bill sorted itself beautifully. It felt natural to set that new price, and people said yes. I smiled when the customer wrote, this is exactly what I needed. Read the lines back slowly until your chest warms. That warmth is the state taking root. When you greet your work, greet it like a partner. We prosper each other. If you're between roles, greet the space itself. This open field is favor. I am discoverable. I am chosen. Notice how that softens your gaze. People feel the difference. The call that used to feel heavy becomes light in your voice, and light voices open doors. If a ledger looks stark, add a line the eyes cannot see, but the heart can, Grace applied. It's a playful phrase, but it trains you to expect the uncounted factor. Waived fees, humane timelines, creative exchanges, collaborations that halve your costs and double your joy. The world is full of hidden levers. Grace is how you find them. There's a quiet instruction that says, let not your heart be troubled. It doesn't ask you to change the universe in one sweep. It asks you to tend to your heart. When your heart is kept, your steps are kept. When your steps are kept, your results re-kept. Guard the inner conversation, and you will find the outer conversation greets you with the same kindness. Invite beauty into your sense of wealth. Light a candle before you do the books. Play music while you design the offer. Put a small flower next to your laptop. Beauty tells the nervous system you are safe, and a safe nervous system hears guidance. Guidance saves time, and time is also wealth. Replace. I hope it works with it's natural that this works for me. Nature outperforms effort. Apples don't strain to be apples, they express the tree. Let your results be the fruit of your state, not the sweat of your fear. Take the actions you feel to take, yes, but let them be the footsteps of someone who already arrived. If someone around you rehearses scarcity, bless them inwardly and refuse the script. I choose provision. Then change the subject to proof. A recent kindness you received, a solution that came quickly, a cost that shrank. Conversation is seed. Sow what you want to see. Imagine your future self walking toward you from next week, smiling. Ask one question. What did you do differently? Listen. You might hear, I answered the email right away, or I asked for help, or I charged what it was worth, or I rested. Follow it. The whisper from the future is a map rolled thin enough to fit in your pocket. Treat every receipt like a record of circulation, not loss. Look how life moves through me and returns bigger. File them with gratitude. Gratitude organizes the past so the future has clear shelves to sit on. Order and increase enjoy each other's company. When you need to make a choice, sit still and let both options wear your state of abundance. See each path succeeding. Which one makes your body quiet? Choose the quiet. Quiet is the compass that never needs batteries. Some nights say only this before sleep. Thank you for surprising me, wit. Ease tomorrow. Then let go. Morning often arrives carrying parcels you didn't know where to order. Ease knocks softly, prefers doors that are unlocked by trust. Remember, you are not working for supply as a distant boss. You are working with supply as an intimate friend. Friends know your tone, your timing, your humor. Speak to life like that and watch it laugh with you. Laughter loosens the world's grip and opens the hand that gives. Wear this truth like a garment. All I touch prospers because I touch it with love. Then touch your to-do list with love. Touch your wallet with love. Touch the project with love. Love is accuracy. It places energy where it belongs and removes it from where it doesn't. Accuracy saves resources. Saved resources feel like sudden income. Let the phrase, right on time, become normal in your mouth. Packages arrive, people arrive, ideas arrive, courage arrives. You begin to say, of course, not from entitlement, but from familiarity with the way goodness behaves. It behaves like the sunrise, consistent, generous, uninterested in your old reasons why it shouldn't. If you feel behind, step outside under the sky if you can and look up. The sky never asks, am I enough? It simply spans. Let that widen you. Say within, I expand easily. Then take one tiny expansive action. A message sent, an ask made, a page published, a price updated, a boundary spoken. Expansion recognizes itself and keeps going. Bless the people who pay you and the people you pay. May they flourish. You join a river when you do this, a current where everyone is lifted because the water is rising. Rising water is the truest economy. The news will catch up to it eventually. You can live in it now. Keep a list of proofs on your phone. Not long paragraphs, just small lines, fee waived, unexpected credit, found the exact tool on sale, client extended contract, friend sent referral. Read them when the old voice starts up. Proof silences rumor. Your mind loves evidence. Give it your kind of evidence. Let your rest be an act of wealth. A rested person makes clear agreements, sets clean boundaries, notices obvious opportunities, and does in an hour what a tired person does in 3. When you lie down, tell your body, we are safe to receive. You'll wake up to doors you somehow didn't notice on yesterday's hallway. And when you feel that bright impulse to be generous, do it. Tip a little extra. Share the resource. Offer the introduction. Send the note. These small movements are how you tell your life there is more where that came from. Life loves to prove you right. So let's end here, right where everything begins, inside you. Take one gentle breath and say within, lack is a lie. I live in abundance now. Let that truth settle like warm light behind your ribs. You are not chasing supply. You are the open door it loves to use. Walk forward as one already chosen, already carried, already equipped. Bless every bill, every task, every conversation as proof that provision meets you on time and in full. Let gratitude be your language and faith be your posture. Revise the old scenes. Choose the end you love. And move with the quiet confidence of someone who knows the river is flowing even when the surface looks still. Today, let your steps be simple and your words be kind. Smile at the ease arriving. Share freely. Rest deeply. And whenever the old story whispers, answer softly and surely, I am infinite wealth in motion, and everything conspires to reveal it now.